And we're back on Radio Row, Solomon Wilcots. And Solomon, I want to start here, where we just found out earlier today the NFL playing a game next year in Germany. You have been kind of at the forefront on the people speaking of the importance of the international aspects of the game, of
Yeah.
growing the game. This now just has to be for you. You look at this as just kind of another thing that the league has checked in a positive way.
It is a positive thing. We get to grow our game beyond our domestic borders, right? And make our game available to new fans. I've been over to the UK, been over in London, been to Ireland. They love the game of American football. They know our teams. They know the culture of each team. They know the coordinators. I mean, who knows the special teams coordinator for, the 32nd team in the NFL way over in Germany or in London or in Ireland? But many of the people there, they know our teams very well, and they're huge NFL fans. So I'm excited about this.
And I understand that we're probably a ways away from being able to have this conversation in a tangible manner, but
Yeah.
it feels like we're getting every year, Solomon, we inch closer and closer and closer
Yeah.
to having a franchise based somewhere outside of the contiguous 48.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting to see what that model looks like, right? Does it look like, say, the Green Bay Packers, right, where you're dealing with a sort of a board who has a president, a general manager, and a head coach, or do you have one person to buy the team outright and own it, right? The money isn't necessarily there, like, say, with one of these countries where you have a guy sitting around with $4 billion just popped down.
Yeah.
America, we're this great capitalist machine where we have multiples, right, who could do that. But I think if you had a different model, say like the Green Bay Packers, again, where you have a board, where the town sort of owns the team, but you delegate leadership to deal with the National Football League, I think it would be doable. There is no doubt in my mind that the game is going to grow there. And soon as we have sort of an organic star from, say, the UK or from Germany or from Ireland, that is a true bona fide Joe Burrow type in the National Football League. But yet he can say, I began my career playing across the pond over in London or over in the UK. When you get that, what he will do is capture the imagination of an entire nation, of an entire country. And then you're going to organically have a bevy of fans that are truly going to be hooked on the NFL product.
And I think that's what's exciting, where you look at how far the league has come in the past 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
And then you look ahead to the next 10 or 15, you're like,
Yeah.
this is, you really feel like we've come so far on this journey to growing the game internationally, but we're still right at the beginning in so many ways. But now we look at Las Vegas, a new head coach, a new general manager, and we're waiting to see how they're going to build a roster, how they're going to construct a roster. You look at Josh McDaniels and Dave Ziegler coming from the Patriots empire, knowing that they have such a good base of knowledge. And both gentlemen have talked to us about how their years there were so important for them.
Yeah.
But now they have a chance to kind of make it their own in Las Vegas. And I think for our fan base, it's very exciting that you're getting guys that found that ultimate success for not just 1 year or 2 years, but for a decade and a half, and now they're coming to Las Vegas.
Yeah, there is no doubt. Hey, the Raiders are a signature franchise in the National Football League. And I think Las Vegas has become it always has been a destination spot for a lot of people who are looking to have a good time. And we're talking about entertainment. This is another entertainment capital within our country. And I think the National Football League fits right in there. Their new model of terms of how they want to do business makes the Raiders in Vegas, I think, a really good fit. And now they've got to figure out what they're going to do. What's the culture going to be? How are we going to bring our players into this environment and still keep them productive in the focus on football and not on the nightlife? Let's face it, that's a real dilemma, right? It would be in any town, but even more so in Las Vegas. And so I really believe you have a quarterback that's already answered the call of leadership. I think Derek Carr and what he did for the Raiders, not many quarterbacks could have did what he did. And if that doesn't make you sit up and take notice, then I guess there are people who don't like Derek Carr. I like Derek Carr. I think he's a talent. I think he's a phenomenal leader. I think this year he proved it. Now you got to realize, are you going to give him a new contract? Because he ain't playing on the final year of a $19 million deal for 2022. His agents are in there right now saying, we want a contract extension, right? And Josh McDaniel, new general manager, they have to decide what they're going to do. But at the end of the day, I think it starts with him, and you've got to keep building around him, and you got to do it rapidly.
Well, Solomon, I appreciate your time. On your way out, where can the people find you these days? I know that you're a million different places. For the people that want your insight, your expertise, your analysis.
Yeah, you can check out the morning show on Sirius XM NFL Radio. It is the opening drive from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern Time. You can also find us on the Believe in Bingo podcast. My co-host, Adam Pac-Man Jones, he'll be circulating around Radio Row over the next few days. And you can always find me on Twitter at Solomon's Wisdom. That's right, at Solomon's Wisdom. That's all it is.
Awesome. Well, hey, this is always one of our favorite parts of every Super Bowl. We get a chance to catch up with you. It was great to see you, and we'll catch up with you soon, all right?
Thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate it.